Hello. Thank you, Jean Sadra Saina. I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Thank you for joining my live. I am Ethel. I'm a spiritual life coach and mindset mentor. So I love teaching about spirituality because there's a lot of our life that's happening in the spiritual realm and at an energy level that we're not aware of. So I love bringing awareness to what's happening at an energy level so that we can understand that what we think about is not the only thing, or like what we see in the world and in our lives is not the only reality, because there's a lot of energetic conversations happening at an energy level, and then also there are spiritual programmings that we play into and we play through, but without knowing that that's what we're doing. So thank you for joining. Thank you. So your relationship with yourself is one of the most important relationships probably that you can have in your life, because how you vibrate and what you think determines what comes to you, right? I know there's law of attraction and mindset work that people talk about, but it really is true. So if someone doesn't love themselves, let's say you are at work and they're just treating you, badly, then that means that they don't really have love to give, right? They are only reacting from what they know, and they're coming from a victim mindset. Victim, and also to inflict pain. If they're in pain or they don't know who they are, they feel insecure, so they act out by making people feel bad. So that person won't know anything about who they are at a deep level. They're coming from a program that maybe someone instilled in them, but they don't know that they can actually heal that and begin to understand deeper aspects of themselves. The relationship with yourself also determines what you attract in your bank account and the people that are in your life. The lover that you attract, the friends that you attract, and how those people interact with you as well. So this is why I love bringing a spiritual perspective to how we do life, because at a spiritual level, when we make certain choices that go against who we are, these choices stay in an energetic vibration, and so we bring that energy vibration into the relationships in our lives. I do Akashic Record Reading, which is an energetic database where I go into your Akashic Record and find out how it is that you are creating your current patterns of choices and how they are influencing your life. And then in the Akashic Record is also where you find out what your soul level energetics are, because we are not all the same and we don't all operate the same. When God created us, God created us to be different. Because if you think about it, if God created all of us to be the same and to operate in the same way, to do this one specific thing for the rest of our lives, not diverting from it, just doing this one task and believing this, a particular set of beliefs, it would be boring. And God, the universe, the creator, wouldn't really know itself in a way that it does, because we are incarnated as unique, individuated parts of the one, the all. And so it did that so it can learn about many different ways that it can express itself and be as the divine, right? And so with that unique individuation means that we are all unique and different, and we have gifts that we come in with, and we have ways of operating that are specifically aligned to who we are. Have you ever wondered why certain manifestation processes don't work for you, for example? Well, I'm gonna give my example. I was told to script for 21 days in a row and to do certain mindset, to say certain things for 21 days, and it never really worked for me. That can work for somebody, but it doesn't mean that it's a one size fits all kind of approach. When it comes to subconscious reprogramming, I can see how that can begin to help somebody get out of a mentality that's not helping them. But there's more to you. There's more, and there's also, a unique way that you operate, that you tap into the energetic manifestation, the energetic manifestation of what you desire, right? So not every manifestation process that's out there works for everybody. People just get frustrated because they don't understand why every time they implement what some mentor tells them to do, it's like, okay, they manifest it and then they lose it. Or nothing really happens. Like they see a change, but it's nothing sustainable, right? So that is an indicator that, yeah, that doesn't work for you, but there's something else that works for you. But you gotta understand, you gotta get to know who you are. Like, who are you? And how are you designed to show up? Because not everyone is meant to show up in the same way. Like, someone that is created to be in the public, like, to be around people and actually like network with people. Let's say they're at home and they see people making like courses online and they're thriving at that. The person is like, wow, I could do that too, let me do it. No matter what they do, they don't see any success. That's because the energy that is within them, their own unique coding, the way that it is designed is to actually be in a space where people are and let people feel their frequency, so that the people that are ready for what they have to say can be attracted to them. They can be magnetized to them, to their frequency. But if they're not in the space where their frequency can actually, spread out and like interact with people, then that's there's a limitation there, right? Doing a live like this, I'm not sure if that actually goes with the people that are designed to be like in networking. It could work, but it's not the same as being in close proximity with the individual that is gifted in like, present vibration, like being in this room with them, right? But for people that are gifted creating and, the art of creation by being by themselves at home and like, doing it on their own, they operate very, very different. But we never know, because of the programs that we get programmed with as kids, or we see what other people are doing and we try to emulate that. And I'm not saying that you can't really try to manifest by following what someone else says you should do, because that's how we know what works and what doesn't work. So if you've tried to manifest something for a long time, or like, you've done everything and nothing has worked, then that just means that, okay, you figured out what doesn't work for you. This also means that there's a way that works for you. Because if you are here as a divine being, you're here to create your life exactly like you want. And so that means that there has to be a way something works for you, right? Because the creator cannot create something without support. You are not created here to suffer and to like figure it out by yourself. You're here to explore and to express your divinity in the way that is unique and aligned to you. So this is why I'm very passionate about spiritual healing and mindset coaching that is aligned to an individual. Because like I mentioned, not everything is really aligned for everybody. And when you're creating, really what you are doing is you are creating a relationship of certainty in your energy, right? You are creating a relationship of certainty within yourself and knowing that you can have the thing, you can manifest the thing, but you gotta know how you are designed to use your energy, right? We can't always be, we can't be a carbon copy of someone else. You are a divine being and you are here to create your life in a specific way that is unique to you. But like what does that mean for you though, right? And so this is where the Akashic Records come in, because they hold the understanding of your soul level knowledge. And then also the blocks and restrictions that you are currently playing in that you are unaware. Because sometimes we go unconscious to certain blocks that were programmed in us maybe when we were a child, or somewhere along the journey we were programmed to believe less about ourselves, or to put other people first and to always put ourselves last, and at some point, at some level I understand we gotta survive. And so if we are wired for community. In order to be accepted, we learn, oh, I need to do this behavior, I need to stop doing this behavior, and I need to act in a way that is gonna please them. Because if I act in a way that is going to please me, I risk losing these people, and I need these people in order to survive, But you gotta reach a point where you look at your life and say, okay, what is working and what isn't working? Because if something is not working for you, that's a way that your soul is telling you, hey, you gotta look at this area. You need to shift this so that you can be in alignment with who you are. We can try to emulate other people in manifestation and creation, but we can only go so much, so far. We can only go so far because the energies that other people use to create are not usually the ones we are designed in, the one that we are designed to use in manifestation. Oh, hi everybody. I did not even see you guys come in. I'm so sorry. Hi, Rochelle, Equal. Thank you for joining. Miss Trokic, I'm so sorry. Linda Reels, okay. Welcome. Soul Medicine, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. So we're talking about the relationship with yourself and how important that is, because the relationship with yourself is what determines what you attract to you and how you show up and how people really feel your frequency in the world. So if you've been programmed with certain limiting patterns in your mind, in how you feel about yourself and how you feel about other people, this really programs how we see our lives. If we go by what someone else has programmed in us as the way to be, we really don't get to find out who we are and what we can create for ourselves. And so this is why, always beginning from home, from you, seeing how you are expressing yourself and how you feel to yourself. For example, if you wake up in the morning and you have thoughts of, immediately you have thoughts of, I'm not good enough. Or you recall something that happened yesterday that you didn't really like because, someone got on your nerves or something. Like, when you wake up first thing in the morning, that's going to let you know what is happening at an unconscious level. If you are waking up with negative thoughts and negative feelings on autopilot without you even thinking about it, it just comes up. That's an indicator that there's a misalignment and an energetic imbalance somewhere in your body, and that is something that your body is bringing to your awareness to look at so that you can heal it and you can begin to let yourself be authentic. Becoming authentic to yourself first, and then being authentic, when you go out to do stuff or when you go to work. Because we have to be true to ourselves first before we can actually invite the world to see who we're being, right? I can't tell you how many times I've been programmed to be like other people, and I always ran into lack and, friends that I made from an energy of, oh, I don't want to miss out, so I need to be exactly like how this person is being. Maybe I'll get, I'll finally be successful. That never worked for me at all. If anything, I was regurgitating limitation. And in society, this energy of limitation thrives. We are programmed to look at limitation and to perpetuate limitation in what we think about, what we see, and how we react. Our subconscious minds are like a supercomputer. So it's very important to look at what you are putting in your subconscious mind. Even the content that you consume, how do they feel in your body? Like, if you are listening to something and you actually close your eyes so you don't have sensory perceptions where you are judging what you're seeing, you are judging what you're seeing, you don't even know that that's what you're doing. So if you close your eyes and actually tuned into your body while you're listening to someone speak, like I'm talking right now, your body will let you know whether what you are listening is aligned to you or not, whether it's going to help you or not. But if you're on a spiritual path, if you want to really find out about yourself and you're listening to someone speaking about something that maybe you needed to hear, you're going to receive a very specific response in your body that will let you know that listen more to that, listen more about this topic, listen more to what they're talking about, because it has energetic codes of healing in it, and there's possibility of you healing, one, and manifesting what you want, second. Because when we are ready, we unconsciously, at a spiritual level, call on things that we need. This is not conscious. This is a spiritual level phenomena that happens. We call upon the teachers, the content, and anything that is going to help us to see beyond what we're currently seeing, to begin to vibrate at a higher level than we currently are. Because if you want to create, let's say, a beautiful relationship, but there's a pattern of self-sabotage. Every time you get in a relationship, they either cheat on you, or you do something to make the person, go away and no longer be in the relationship with you. How are you gonna know, right? How are you gonna know which relationship is the one that's actually gonna give you what, the beautiful relationship, the beautiful connection in relationship that we all experience when we are aligned with who we are and with what we want. Because we all have certain patterns that stop us from going after what we want because of something that we did at some point, whether when we were younger or we were programmed to think that, you never amount to anything, or for me specifically, somebody told me that whoever's gonna marry me is a fool because I'm not good enough and I really don't have anything to offer this world. That is terrible, to tell a child that who you are doesn't matter. Who you are is not enough and you don't have anything to offer. So when I was about 22, I decided to heal that. But before I healed my blocks, they had to fight for their existence in me, right? Because when you're used to being in limitation and living defensively and being a victim and blaming other people, it's the moment you decide to change yourself, to change how you're thinking, how you're vibrating, and what you are tolerating in your life, those limitations are going to be wait a minute, don't forget about me, right? And so they become louder before they kind of give up, right? They're going to be don't abandon me. I was created at some point, and so keep choosing me. And so this is where all the anxiety, the fear, and everything comes up. Hello, Luna. Thank you for joining me. Hi, I think Al. Hi, welcome. Warren, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So before we can even attempt to change ourselves, our limitations are going to fight for their existence in our lives through the thoughts that we feel and through the emotions that come up at an unconscious level. Something happens, we immediately have a thought about it, and we immediately feel a certain feeling about what just happened, and then we have a judgment about it. So for women, for example, we have a tendency, and this is something that we've been programmed with, to judge other women, and especially if they are confident in themselves, they have awakened their divine feminine and they walk in their power. It's if you're divine feminine, if you're not tapped into the power that is within you, and you see someone else being themselves unedited, unapologetic, they're not editing their thoughts, their emotions, they're just being free in their energy. It's a woman that's not conscious about the divine feminine is gonna react to that. Oh, you think, I've had so many women tell me, oh, you think you're all that? You're nothing. It's terrible. But again, it comes to self-awareness. It comes down to self-awareness and what you want to create for your life. If you want to truly tap into your divine power that's within you, especially women, we're very powerful. If you don't know that your womb holds a lot of power, if you don't know that the divine feminine is maybe still asleep in you, you don't know that you have that. You don't know that you have that superpower in you, right? All you know is that, okay, for women that come from a place of survival and competition, that is all they know in that moment. But your womb is very powerful. Before you can heal your womb, before you can even tap into your divine feminine, you gotta heal the shame, the fear, and the guilt that we've all been programmed with. All women have been programmed with, intense amounts of fear, energy, and guilt and shame. To really be yourself as a woman, like in your true power, without editing yourself and without not caring what anyone else thinks about you, and you walk in a grocery store with full confidence and knowing yourself as a powerful woman. If you're not used to that, you may be tempted to sort of, put a lid on it and shrink yourself a little and, to accommodate other people because they are not used to seeing a woman in power. But your power is ready to awaken. Your power is connected to your womb. Your womb is a portal of creation and manifestation. Did you know that you can literally manifest what you want through your womb as a woman? And when you awaken your divine feminine, it naturally begins to align you to your divine nature, your divine soul blueprint that I talk about in the Akashic Records. You begin to realign every area in your life that is not a part of who you are. And sometimes this means that, you manifest a little conflict here and there, somebody just gets irritated with you for no reason, or they create little drama that then they blow it out of proportion, and it doesn't make sense to you. You're like, wait a minute, what just happened here? I've experienced that. And so that's why I'm talking about this. You can literally begin to manifest what you want in your womb. But if you don't know how to connect with your womb and you don't know how to really tap into your power, it's like you are asleep to your own power. And that's okay. We all start from somewhere. If you are watching this, you code this into your consciousness because you are ready to heal. When we are ready, we call certain content to us to help us remember who we are. And even though you call these, you call certain mentors or content in your life to help you reach a higher level of your self-expression, you don't always have to go with that. You have a choice to yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't have to go with it. And that's okay. Because sometimes our soul is ready to heal, right? And so when we are in agreement with our soul and be like, okay, I'm ready to leave this comfort zone, I'm ready to move on to this thing that I want. And then your soul is like, all right, here. You as the part of yourself, that's the ego, sees that, wow, yeah, I see the potential. This will be really good. Wow, yeah, this resonates. And then you're like, well, no, next time. What's happening there is that your ego is comfortable with where you are. The ego does not like growth because it doesn't know how to protect you in this new level where you're attempting to jump to, quantum jumping that we talk about. Your ego doesn't know how to protect you and to keep you safe there. It knows how to keep you safe here, even though you're not happy, but guess what? You're safe. You know every outcome that's going to come from where you are. You can predict every choice that you make. You know exactly where you're going to end up. And your ego knows what to expect from your current choices, right? It knows that even if you're not happy, at least you're going to be safe. It knows that if you, attempt to change yourself, you're going to attempt to change yourself, but you're not going to see it through because you did the exact same thing the last time. You are doing mindset work, you are doing self-concept healing work, and you did good for a few days, but your ego convinced you, hey, you've done enough, it's time to cut. Just quit, forget about it. It's not going to work anyway. And then we unconsciously listen to that because there are programs that are deeply embedded of limitation and to stop us, right? And so you listen to that voice and just stop. That By the way, it teaches the ego on how to stop you. Every time you try to change, the ego knows, oh, okay, I'm gonna give them 5 days. The 6th day is like, oh, no, just forget it, right? And then but let's say you continue. Let's say you go past the 5th day. You're gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna feel like you don't wanna do whatever it is that you're doing to change your life, to manifest a different level of yourself. You're gonna feel very uncomfortable about taking the action that was so easy for you on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. It's like all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, do I really want to do this? Your ego is playing with you at unconscious level to be like, stop, watch Netflix, go for a walk, do something else, listen to music, scroll, watch some funny cat videos, You deserve a break, just relax, forget about it. You can do it tomorrow. But what it's doing there, it's attempting to break your momentum. It wants you to break your momentum so you can start over and so it can do it again. Maybe this time it may not be on the 6th day, maybe on the 7th day. But it's doing this so you can just start over, and so you're like in this endless loop. Oh yeah, I tried that. It didn't work. Okay. Yeah, I tried that too. It never worked for me. Alright. And I'm not saying that it's because of the ego. Let's say you do something. Like, okay, if you do something for a month straight without skipping any days, because you are committed about shifting your frequency, your energy and your consciousness to a new level of expression, self-expression, and experience new results in your life. If you're working with somebody that knows what they're talking about and you take an action for a month straight, I know some people will be like, oh my God, that's too much. A month is nothing really when it comes to changing yourself. So you do something for a month and you don't see any change at all, then that approach is not for you. But at least you did it for a month straight. And for people that talk about, oh, change takes time. Time is going to pass anyway, right? It's an illusion, honestly. But to play in that field of thinking, time is going to pass anyway. Wouldn't you want to kind of know what you are made of and the power that's within you to change your own life? Or are you going to let other people's negative frequencies that they've embedded in your body to dictate what you're gonna do with your life? People that know how to program people, they know how the subconscious mind works. Have you ever watched commercials, let's say around 10:30 or 11 p.m.? It's all about side effects of some medication. So what's happening there is that they know that's the optimal time for you to program your mind. So if you're not consciously programming your own mind, you are coming from someone else's program and you don't even know it. If you are not programming your own subconscious mind, someone else is effectively doing that for you, or they've done it. So that's where you derive your reasoning from, because it makes sense now to you. And anything can become your normal in your subconscious mind. You can literally program something that becomes your normal, that is powerful and that is positive for you, that you can detect when someone is trying to suggest negative programming onto you. But it literally takes a month to change your life. But you gotta be committed and you gotta be serious about what it is that you want to create. And you have to be serious about disciplining your mind, your ego, so that it can take orders from you, not the other way around. Because we've given the ego so much power that it feels entitled to come in and chime in about what we're doing to change our lives. And so 98% of the time people listen to this and be like, yeah, and you know what, it makes sense. It has to make sense. That's the point. It makes sense to you. So in order for it to effectively do its job to stop you and keep you safe in the comfort zone, it has to make sense. But when you come out of that mindset and you actually literally do the thing and you acclimate to a new level of self-expression and new frequency of living your life, you will see that so fast when your ego tries to stop you. it won't make sense to you. If you program yourself to a new level of experience, you'll be like, okay, this is what makes sense to me. It's okay for me to feel safe in my body. It's okay for me to have what I want. It's okay for me to be loved. It's okay for me to be confident in my own body. It's okay for me to love myself and to put myself first. And it's okay to be seen. It's okay to be loved. It's okay to be appreciated. It's okay to be respected. For someone that's not comfortable with that, they'll be like, what are you smoking, right? But you gotta make a new level of divine self-expression the normal for you. The quickest way to do this is to come from your divine energy, who you are, right? But for women, if you don't really like doing readings, I recommend healing your womb. Healing your womb and then tapping into the divine feminine. And then beginning to manifest from your portal, which is the womb. On March 8th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, I think that's Arizona time, we're going to be doing a free webinar for women so that you can learn to heal your own womb and also tap into your divine power that's within you. A lot of us are disconnected from our own power. And so we get in this competition energy and putting other women down and at the same time shrinking our life, our energies, and then also projecting things and all kinds of stuff. A woman is powerful. You are here to create your life very powerfully. And when you begin to do that, you are making room for your divine feminine in your life. You are letting them know that it's safe for them to come to you. You're creating a safe space for the masculine in your life and for the people in general in your life. Your magnetism awakens and you get to see and feel what that really means. I know you probably heard of that. I'm magnetic, I'm confident. What does that look like? What does it feel like really for me? Because we're all different. And even the way that confidence is, power, divine self-expression is, and magnetism is also different from person to person because we are not all the same. We have a unique signature that we come in with, all of us, men and women, and whatever you may identify as, we are all unique. So that means that your signature, your frequency was meant to be here at this time on earth right now for a reason. But if you hide yourself and you let other people program your subconscious mind and tell you how to be, and then also let your ego dictate what you're gonna do and attract in your life, you won't find out who you are. You will settle for the fear narratives that I see a lot in the media. You will settle for anxiety about bills and your life in general. You will settle for other people's insecurities that they project onto you. When someone's insecure, it's like, I don't want to be the only one feeling this way. And when they see someone that's secure in themselves, it's like, why does she get to be secure? Why do I feel the way that I do? Oh, let me just put them down. Yeah, you're not all that. Stop what you're doing. Oh, you suck. Oh, you're doing it wrong. It's like people reveal so much about themselves that they don't even know. How you be and the judgments that you keep about, first of all, yourself and other people reveals a lot about your current level of consciousness and where you are operating at and what you expect for yourself in your life. So when someone projects their insecurities on me, I don't worry. I don't even take it on. It just bounces off me. It's like, oh, okay, have a good day. That's it. I go on about my day. I don't allow people's noise to penetrate my energy field and my subconscious, where I'm like, now I start to worry. Is my hair okay? Am I alright? Is it okay to be here? And then I shrink my energy. I used to do that. I did that for years until I awakened to my own divine nature. I'm like, not anymore. So I did my own Akashic Record healing and then also healed my womb and connected to my divine feminine. Those three are powerful together. if you are a woman and you've kind of been struggling to manifest anything in your life, or like you manifest something but it doesn't like stay, a relationship, money, whatever, friendship, then that means that you just haven't connected to your power yet. But there's a way to connect to who you are. You gotta find out who you are and then let that light shine through you. You know, you give yourself permission to be who you are without editing yourself and without putting other people first. This is why your relationship with yourself is important. Hello everyone. Hi, Steve, Flynn, I'm so sorry. I hope I'm the name. I'm so sorry. I, welcome. Melissa, welcome. Thank you for joining. So this is why your relationship with yourself matters. Everything begins with you. As I like to say, everything begins with home. If you love yourself and you really take care of your frequency and how you are vibrating, people can feel that and people will be drawn to that because, you know, we all innately want to feel good about ourselves, and we want to feel good. We want to know that people welcome us when we are out in public. We want to know that we are enough and we are valued, but we gotta start from home. You gotta know that you are enough. You gotta know that you are lovable. You gotta know that who you are matters and you are here for a reason. And so from there, you naturally begin to attract people that want the same thing. And so this is why your relationship with yourself matters. Now, I do the Akashic Record Reading. It's a one-on-one session that, hello Danielle, welcome, that you get to find out what patterns are limiting you. And then you get to find out what your divine soul energy is, like I mentioned. And then you get to come from a place of authentic alignment in your life. And then when you show up with people, they can feel your frequency, they can feel truth. People can pick up authenticity, and the frequency of being authentic is one of the most magnetic, attractive frequencies that is out there. And it's higher frequency. We're not talking about the lower ones like fear or anxiety or whatever. People can feel that. And how you feel about yourself usually is exactly how people are going to treat you. It's like they mirror that back to you. So what better way to receive a positive reflection than cleaning up your own frequency so that preparing the way for, you know, so that when people look at you or interact with you, nothing but good energy is coming your way, right? It's like a literal mirror. Like if you've got like food on your face, you can't yell at the mirror, you know, change. Remove the food from my teeth. It's not gonna change just because you yell at it or like, you know, increase volume, like talk loudly. It's not. So that's a metaphor for like, you know, blaming people, like, you know, judging people who have worked on themselves. Oh yeah, whatever. Come from home first, you know, find out what's limiting you. Work on that, and then you are cleaning up your frequency for people to come into your life and bring only nothing but positive energy, nothing but positive interactions that then that enforce your divine frequency, right? So hello, thank you for joining. So this is why your relationship with yourself is important. And so if you're listening to this right now, like I mentioned earlier, nothing comes into your awareness, nothing comes into your consciousness without being invited there. But with that being said though, be discerning. I did a little process earlier where I asked you guys to like close your eyes and tune into your body. And as I'm speaking right now, you can do it again. Close your eyes and tune into your body. And as I'm speaking, I want you to listen to what your body is saying about what you are listening to. There may be a little uncomfortable feeling. That is to be expected. But if there's any type of like judgment, then you know that the ego is like, oh, no, stay away from that. That doesn't mean that that's a reliable source of information. But if there's any like good feeling or frequency resonance of truth to what I'm saying, you will feel it. Sometimes people get chills, but I'm not saying that from an ego place. I just want to make sure. Truth can be felt at a deep level. Truth can be felt at a body level. where you react you unconsciously receive these energy of truth in your body. But if there's any judgments that arise, whether you are judging what I look like right now, whether you are judging what I'm saying, or whether you are judging yourself about not being there yet, wherever there is, then that's your ego attempting to kind of like make you stop. Don't listen, scroll, don't, whatever. Because the ego has little ways that it probably stops you and you have no idea. Judgment is one of the big ones that it uses to keep you away from something that's gonna change your life, that can change your life if you allow yourself to go with it. And especially if you've been asking for change, if you've been asking for something to move you forward from where you are, and then you watch something, you're like, oh, this is actually interesting, I want to find out more about it. And then your ego is like, no, oh no, I don't like how her hair looks, I don't like her teeth, whatever. Watch that. That's your ego trying to bring you back to your comfort zone, because it's sensing that you're beginning to like get away from your comfort. No, come back, because I don't know how to protect you from outside of this normal that we have created for both of us. You're not happy and it's not fulfilling, but you know what? You're safe, because I, as the ego, can predict every choice that you can make within this comfort zone, and I know how they're gonna come out anyway, and you're gonna be safe. Here I can tell that you're gonna be safe. Over there, or whatever they're talking about, I don't know if you're gonna be safe. So it's gonna use fear tactics to keep you safe and to keep you stuck where you are. But don't listen to your ego. If you've been on a path of spiritual healing or mindset healing, self-concept, whatever, don't let your ego take the driver's seat. It's time for you to change. It's time for you to step into what you are here to do. And sometimes we feel called to be more seen, or to be authentic to ourselves, and not to come from how other people are being out there. And that's the big thing. It's like we see someone has so many followers, or they have a beautiful life, and you're like, oh, I want that. No, that's an example that came into your consciousness because at a subconscious level you caught that, so you can look at it as an example, but it doesn't mean that you go and take what they have. There's a story about this for me. I recently gave someone an Akashic Record Reading, and I've known her for a long time. I want to say for more than 16 years. She's a cousin of mine. She came to me because she was having issues in her relationship. I'm like, no problem, I got you, I'll help you. So we did the session, everything was great, right? And I should mention, before this session, she was very nice to me. She would, she was like love bombing me. And anytime I post something on social media, after the session, all of that stopped, right? Which, fine, okay. So when I did a follow-up call with her, just to see how things were going, so I posted a story, a post about how I got attacked by a witch, and she saw that post, and she texted me, she's like, hey, so how are you doing? I want to call you so I can tell you about all the beautiful things that are happening in my life right now. Like, all right, what's up? Well, yeah, I'm so happy. I attracted a boyfriend. He's so good. He's taking good care of me. I can't believe this only happened in like 3 weeks. After she did the reading and cleared her Akashic record, right? I was like, oh, congratulations, that's great. No, thank you. And so a few days passed by. I started thinking, I'm like, I really don't, because I understand how energy works. I wouldn't want her to manifest anything negative. So I was like, hey, so just so you know, we can't always be taking, receiving things for free all the time. She likes to do this. Take without giving anything. So me, in looking out for her, I put out a suggestion. Hey, would you mind to to do a little testimonial about your session for those that may be on the fence about receiving an Akashic Record reading from me. That's just gonna help more people. I'll try. Okay. And then I let her know, hey, if you want to do it because you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. And either way, honestly, it's okay with me. I'm fine. I have other testimonials I can use. Mind you, I was only doing this to look out for her. I'm not coming from scarcity or whatever, because she's family. And I'm trying to look out for her. But no, I'll try. She never did. Since that day, her face started popping up in my mind during the day. I'll be doing mundane tasks, doing the dishes, cleaning, whatever. And all of a sudden, boom, her face pops up in my mind. Alright, whatever. I go about my day, and again, it happens, boom. I'm like, okay, forget about it, right? Whatever, it's a coincidence. The next day, it happens again. Her face pops up in my mind. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I got distracted with something. Usually, if something comes like 3 times, I get in my Akashic Record and find out, okay, what the heck is going on here? What energy is creating this? Like, what is the energy behind what I'm experiencing right now? Where did it come from? Why is it here? Right? And I get the answers all the time, and I clear the shit out of it, and I'm back to normal. I didn't do that. I got distracted by something else. I don't know what, and so I went about my day. That very night, I had a really strange dream. In this dream, I was sitting on the couch, relaxing, right? And then all of a sudden, this woman appeared in front of me, looking the other way. She had honey blonde, curly hair, and she didn't have a top on. She just had like a white sheet around her waist, and she was going to my fiance's room. She wasn't walking, she was almost like levitating, very slowly. And then I'm sitting on the couch in the dream, I'm like, what? And so I saw that he was trying to go to my fiance's room. I started calling him, but he wasn't answering because he was fast asleep. And so I started calling him louder and louder and louder. And then all of a sudden, it reached a point where it couldn't go any further. Like, for some reason, like, it tried to go, it couldn't. And I'm watching while I'm calling his name, I'm like, what the heck is this? I'm like so surprised and shocked. I'm like, I don't understand what this is. And then it disappears and came right next to my face. When I was calling him, it came right next to my face and looked at me kind of like in a curious way. It did not look human. So it looked like a woman, but it wasn't human. I have no idea what the heck that thing was. Even to this day, I think about it, I'm like, what was that? Because, yeah, it's got honey blonde, curly hair, and by the way, it looked like a white lady, but there was no soul, there was no energy behind it. When you do your Akashic Record, you'll be able to tell who's a human and who isn't. Even right now as I'm speaking, there are people walking around that don't have souls. I don't know if you're aware or not. And so, especially what I just said, and you let them influence you, they're gonna drain your energy like crazy. Anyway, back to the story. So, it looked like just like a thing that's being controlled. In the moment that it was like curious about me, looking at me, I could tell, I'm like, oh, this thing is being controlled. And so I looked at it and I wasn't scared. And its skin turned like a raisin right in front of me. And the hair was thinned out white. The hair turned white and it was thinned out. It wasn't like, the curly blonde hair anymore. And then when that happened, I was like, what? Because it looked like something that died a long time ago and like it came from water, right? When it popped up in front of me, I forgot to mention, its skin was glowing like it just came from water. And it was like levitating slowly, trying to go to my fiance's room, right? And so anyway, when it was right next to me, it was curious about me, and then I'm like, so this thing is not even human. And then it turned like a raisin, and like something that died a long time ago, and then poof, disappeared right in front of me. And I knew that it wasn't in the house anymore. I could tell, because the energy was, the weird aura was gone with it. And something that happened right after that, her face popped up again. Then I was like, oh. And mind you, this is in a dream. And my spirit guide told me, yeah, she sent it there. She wanted to sabotage your relationship with your fiance. And she wants you to suffer. She wants you to have nothing. I'm like, good to know. After she got the free reading, she was never the same towards me. She doesn't comment. She doesn't love bomb me anymore. And so I blocked her on my social media because I don't need that type of energy in my life. Like, I'm very protective of my energy and I know who I am. And so being influenced by negative forces is like, anytime I feel something that's like off and something that is trying to suggest negative thoughts or feelings or whatever, I recognize that so quickly and clear it. It's just that I was being warned. I was seeing her face pop up in my mind during the day. I never thought anything of it, right? Usually, if it happens 3 times, I'm like, okay, we're gonna find out what this is all about. And then I get in my record and find out and clear it. But I didn't. It was a reminder for me to not forget to do that, because there's a real spiritual war that's going on that people don't know. They just think that it's a buzzword. But when people talk about it, it's real. Witchcraft, dark magic is real. Just like the negative programs that we get programmed with, where we react and fight with ourselves, and fight with other people energetically, it happens. You gotta begin to find out who you are. Like, if you're serious about living a life of divine authenticity and manifesting new and different things in your life, you have to sort of take your life a little bit seriously and be a little bit more discerning on what you are listening to, the content that you are consuming every day. And basically what I like to say, who's in your ear, right? Is it your own ego that's telling you that you can't do certain things? Or is it a program by somebody that once told you that you're not good enough? Like, I was programmed at 11 that I wasn't good enough. And so I carried that on the rest till I was like 22. I'm like, enough. I did investigative work to find out, is there something really wrong with me? No, my spirit guys told me there's nothing wrong with you. It's an outside suggestion to try and put you down, but there's more to you than what you hear from people outside of yourself. So if you're a woman and you're on here and you want to find out how to heal your womb and step into your divine feminine power, we are hosting a free webinar on March 8th at 1 p.m. Arizona time. I think that's Mountain time. Yeah. And if you're a man, you want to find out what your Akashic records are, just DM me Akashic, then I'll know that you are interested, and we can talk about what it is and what the benefits are of receiving an Akashic record reading. I may be coming on tonight around 10 Mountain time, and actually I'll be back tomorrow around 10:30 Mountain time. So I may come on tonight, so if you want to join me, I would love to have you. I do want to thank you so much. I see there's a timer on here. I do want to thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your presence. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you back here. So thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Back here. So thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Back here. So